can I just say that I'm glad they did not kill my girl Michelle? I was going into this episode like, Terra Formars, you kill people quickly, but don't do it to this one. Not this one. And she was just underwater on some B shit. Is she like modeled after some fucking professional wrestler? The real wrestling, not the, wrestling. But because she was just grabbing motherfuckers, like breaking his leg, just going crazy under there. And I was like, damn, girl, like, this is why I love Michelle. Although she wasn't able to technically completely do it by herself, get away, so at least they're showing a little bit of teamwork and a little bit that not only she is smart, but, the other people are as well, because she had to get rescued. But ultimately, good shit there. Didn't kill her. We dodged the bullet, people. So mainly a lot of fighting with this week's episode. A lot of it was these roaches and just seeing how fucking really smart they are and how much they've advanced. And honestly, I think episodes like this show that you really do need to witness the content from Bugs 2, kind of either if you go with the OVA, or I personally would say read the manga, because honestly I'm more pro manga when it comes to this particular series, because like, just for example, this episode we get to find out these fucking roaches are powered the fuck up because of those people from Bugs 2. Some of the fucking beast-ass people that we had in Bugs 2 ultimately got their shit wrecked and helped these fucking roaches out. So it gotta make you wonder just how deeply rooted is this that the roaches are that fucking smart. If they were able to basically use the legs of one person and do this and that, like, is somebody like a real life human there commanding them, or what the fuck is up? Because these people are just too fucking smart for, roaches or whatever on Mars. Like, how the hell are they able to adapt this quickly with this knowledge and everything and do all these things if they're just simple roaches? To be able to do some of these things, it just seems as though they might be hearing from a higher power, or there's something a little bit more afoot. Anyone else was like awkward when the fucking roach just jumped into the plane and was just sitting there like, yo dog, I'm flying this bitch, and then they had to fucking do some sort of self-destructing that bad boy. I definitely gotta say that one problem with Terra Formars that I have is that there's so many characters that a lot of the times I honestly get super fucking confused as to who's who. Like with this week's episode, I honestly get confused sometimes, like, okay, wait, is that Akati or is that Alex? Which one? Like, who's doing what? This week's episode, I was just a little bit like, who's who, because then one of them was using the technique that the other one had, and it was just like a little bit confusing. Like, Terra Formars has a lot of characters and a lot of explanations at that, with the narrator constantly coming in to describe the insect that they're using or whatever. So sometimes it does feel a little bit overwhelming and a little convoluted. It's like, oh my god, who the fuck is this now? At least I got my girl Michelle memorized. Yeah, buddy. And Akati did one of my favorite things in this episode, and that was saving Michelle when he set that little string up or whatever, showing that he is proving his worth. And I don't know if that's pushing any type of romance on the side, like, I really care about this particular girl, other than the fact that obviously, you're trying to save your crewmates because they're all trying to survive. But the fact that they're doing that, and it, like, this episode really just pushes forward that while the roaches are strong, since this, group or whatever are a lot stronger than Bugs 2, the best strength that they have right now, the roaches, is their brains. Because honestly, if it wasn't for them being wise, I think that for the most part, this group could take them out. It's not like Bugs 2, the difference in strength was just absolutely ridiculous. These people actually have the capabilities to do so. I mean, Michelle is fucking there being fucking held up, and she's still trying to break the motherfucker underwater, and, could even survive for a decent amount of time. What was it, like 2 minutes or over 2 minutes? So it's not a question of whether or not they're strong enough to do so. It's just a matter of they're not fighting mindless creatures. This isn't like they're fighting the Titans, so to speak, or whatever. Well, most of the Titans. For the majority of the part, a lot of these roaches are smart. And I don't know what the fuck was going on with the pyramids at the end. If I'm correct, we've seen the pyramids prior to this in Bugs 2 as well, but we really couldn't dive into it because especially Bugs 2, they just, they were trying to get the fuck up out of there. So there's something going on with the Russians. And honestly, this episode was a bit confusing for me. I was a little bit like lost with certain areas. But for the most part, it was a good episode, a lot of action. Michelle didn't die, so they're not completely mindlessly killing off characters that I'm actually getting to enjoy and have some promise and potential. So good on that aspect, and at the same time also showing that we're not going down without a fight. And it's like, I guess a lot of it is kind of like build up in a weird way, because it's like building up the roaches. They're smart. They know how to use armor. They using the fucking dead bodies from Bugs 2, which how the fuck are they doing that? How are they that wise, as they really just advanced that far with the civilization of being on Mars all this time, or what's going on? But the people that dominated this one is definitely Akadi and Alex. I mean, they were both doing their shit on each side, and they were kind of working as a team, so this was one of those type of episodes. A lot of action, saving Michelle, and ultimately kind of getting a little bit more into this mystery of the pyramids, and a lot of crazy things, honestly. Like, the anime makes it a lot harder to follow than the manga, I'll be honest with you. The manga doesn't really give you trouble like the way the anime kind of does, because it's just going so fast. But let me know what you thought of this week's episode. What did you think about the roaches? What do you think about Michelle surviving? Did you want her to die? I don't know why you would want her to die, but I'm glad she didn't. And what do you think about Akadi and Alex's abilities in this episode? Both of them just beasting. I really enjoyed it, honestly. It was enjoyable. A little bit too confusing, and again, I feel as though that's one of the biggest problems with Terra Formars. So many characters, and the anime's going so quick that it's hard to pinpoint each and every person, but for what it did, it was alright. It was a good episode. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. Animation and art looking gorgeous, so that's definitely one of the plus. The aesthetics, usually with Terra Formars, are pretty good. They got that shit covered. The music always comes in at the right time, and it just makes the scenes fucking epic as hell, so all of those parts are good. It's just that it's so confusing sometimes. And your overall thoughts of the episode. Gotta say, I'm glad once again. I know I keep saying it, but Michelle, don't ever scare me like that again. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.